Hello everyone and welcome to the Aerosoft Crj, this time in VR. I've noticed many people in the comments are really intrigued to see what this bird is like in VR, so I couldn't really wait any longer. What we're going to do actually is just basically a really quick cold and dark start. I'm going to tell you what I think about the VR experience, what I like, what I don't like, if there's anything, and we'll just do a quick circuit here. We're still at Southend, which is Pilot Plus's beautiful work here. I'm very excited to show you off a brand new scenery from theirs, probably tomorrow actually, or probably by the weekend at the latest. So without further ado, let's get in the cockpit. Now we are cold and dark. We've got the iPad to our left there, and oh my god, wow, I've got my OpenXR settings to 70% and render scale to 100, and to be honest, I wouldn't want them any lower than that, because this cockpit is absolutely brimming with detail, and this is exactly where the Reverb G2 is essential. It really is. I actually tried this in the Quest 2 as well, and even at native resolution it's okay. It's not bad, but I must admit some of the text is fuzzy, but in the G2 it is very clear indeed. In fact, I'm actually quite surprised how clear everything feels and looks. It just looks, the scale of being in this cockpit quite high up, it's incredible. Now, are you ready for the hammer blow, guys? This is the big news here, and if you push for time, this is the news you want to hear the most. The VR mouse works perfectly in VR. No more squinting with your right eye. You don't have to worry about that. Everything's working perfect here, and I'm really excited about that. I know it probably sounds like a daft thing to say, but basically pretty much every add-on aircraft out there right now is struggling getting that mouse to work properly, and I think this is because Aerosoft has been really working tirelessly with Microsoft and Asobo to get this right, and it certainly shows. This is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, as I'm sort of hovering my mouse over all the buttons, everything is working great. So without further ado then, we're going to start. In fact, interestingly, I didn't realise that the overhead, I was thinking it was going to be right up here, but it's not. It's actually really easy to see and get to in VR, so that's really cool. I like that. Right, DC power, we've got battery, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to go and start our APU up first of all. This is the first time. Let's just check that's going to open. In fact, the APU flap, you can actually see that on the back here, open up. And there's the APU starting up. So yeah, this is probably going to be easier for me to actually fly in VR in this aircraft than on a 2D monitor, which is something I never thought I would say. But I don't have to worry about all my views. Everything just sits. In fact, that's one thing about VR. You really get a sense of what the aircraft is like, how, the designer, when they were sort of making this aircraft, you can really see how it fits all around you, and it's very sort of intuitive. And only those things you can really experience in VR. So there we are. The APU is coming online. I'm actually leaning in there. Not because I can't read it, it's just that it's kind of a natural thing to do, really. But if I go and look back from here, I can read that, but I must admit it's pushing it a bit. But I can read that text. And the main PFD here, I can read that fine. And by the way, I'm not running completely native resolution. I could up it a little bit more, and I could probably get away with it with the computer I'm running. But to be honest, this is fine. I can read everything fine, no problem. So make sure though that the sweet spot, you've got it in your center vision here. That's important with the Reverb G2. I've got a video on how to do that and some tips coming on the channel soon. Right then, so I'm just going to kind of slide back here as you do. And we're going to get our alignment going. I always click the parking brake. I keep forgetting, you need to use your scroll wheel button on your mouse. And I'll try and do this as quick as I can, but I wanted to do it from cold and dark simply because, it really shows the VR experience. So we'll just tell the system where we are. Back at Southend again. And as you can see, the FMS is working really well. I can read that fine. No problems at all. Put that in there. Fantastic. We'll put our beacon on. There we go. And right, we'll put our fuel pumps on. And what we'll do is the gens, they're on. I think they're on already, I think. So we can go for an engine start. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. And we're going to do both at the same time, just to just because we can. And I don't want to make this video too long. I just really want to show you what it's like in VR operating this aircraft. So I'm now looking at the NG. That's really clear, no problems there at all. That's fantastic. 17%, and we're going to introduce fuel. Oh yes, brilliant. Let's go outside, listen to those sounds. It's actually a much bigger aircraft than you realise. When you're in VR, everything is one-to-one scale, and it's beautiful. I'm using real-world weather at the moment, and the sun's just starting to set. Hopefully we'll get a touch and go in before it gets too dark. Okay, while that's doing that, what we'll do is we'll remove the chocks. In fact, you know, we'll go to options actually while we're at it. I just want to flight deck noises. We'll put them on, just out of curiosity. Right, let's have a look. Actually, the iPad. Okay, this is interesting. The iPad is a little bit more difficult to use with your mouse. It's not terrible, but you do have that issue with the left and right eye, like in other aircraft add-ons. Although it works okay. Oh, that's okay. That's strange. So the tabs, they're okay, but beneath that, yeah, it gets a bit fuzzy. Yeah, that's definitely. I'm going to have to close my right eye again. That's a shame. I am surprised, but for everything else, the actual aircraft systems, it works okay. So really, it's just the iPad that isn't quite sorted here. Just going to link that to our FMS there. So we've got our performance, and we'll have our view rest speeds there as well. Super duper. Okay, so it's not a perfect VR implementation. There's still work to do, but I must admit, yeah, apart from the iPad, everything else works fine. Right, stab trim. That's now sorted. We are now aligned. We'll put some more lights on here. What we'll do, we'll put the seatbelt signs on. We'll put the emergency LTS on. We can now take the APU off. Sorry guys, my scroll wheel is really dodgy. Unfortunately, I need a new mouse. If anyone would like to donate a new mouse to the VR Flight Sim Guide channel, please email me. Oh, do you know what? Actually, I need to put those on as well. They need to be on auto, I believe. Definitely need hydraulics. Good stuff. So, actually, does the zoom work? It does! The mouse zoom works. Oh, that's fantastic. Right, well, that's another huge deal right there. That's really important. We don't need any windshield heat, but what we'll do is we'll just put a bit of icing on there. Well, let's just come over here. You can easily do that. I'd recommend, if you've got a hat switch, guys, putting your basically assigning your keys. I might even do a tutorial on that, so that you can go left, right, up and down and all that kind of good stuff. It's very, very useful. We can put our anti-icing on. Right, I think, guys, that's all we're going to do, really. You know, it's actually quite easy to start up if you're just, working on the principle of just getting used to the aircraft. Of course, we're going to do a full cold and dark start and a full flight to Orbex Newcastle very soon. But for this particular flight, we're just going to do a touch and go. In fact, do you know what? I'm even going to see, actually, if the reversers work. No, I'm not going to be able to do that, I don't think. Hang on. Not unless, can I do it that way? No, I was actually going to cheat and try and see if I can push back, but we're not going to be able to do that, so we'll definitely have to get a push back. That's fine. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. And we're actually, yeah,
Hotel Golf Zulu Romeo requesting pushback.
Cabin lights.
Hotel Golf Zulu Romeo pushback request.
Yeah, you see, I'm having to basically close my right eye on the iPad. But all the systems here, and you'll spend most of your time, you know, in the aircraft itself. You know, not worrying too much about the iPad. You could even set that up before going to VR. What is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? Yeah, he's too close, isn't he? Oh, there we go. Just like that. But this is one incredible experience in VR, guys. It's funny, you know, because if you ever hear me do a video in 2D mode, I'm not quite as enthusiastic as I am when I'm in VR. And that's simply because I just love the feeling of being in VR. I feel like I'm in the real thing. And that feeling has not left me yet, guys. Roger that. Right, let's just see what our performance, actually our trim setting should be. 7.2, I can now zoom in. Can I read that? Do you know what? I'm struggling to read that actually, so I'll zoom in there. That's with the Reverb G2, my goodness me. That is interesting. Okay, 7.2. Let's have a look. Back there. Yeah, I can read that. I think, to be honest, I'm going to use OpenXR settings to 100. You are literally going to get run over any second. I would move if I were you. Might be able to just miss him. Look, he's not with it. He's just admiring the CRJ too much. Right, okay, well the wind's favouring the other runway for this particular flight. We used 05 before, yesterday. Now in terms of performance, this is a bit of a tricky one for me, guys. Just, by the way, did you notice I just adjusted my G2 because I was at the sweet spot? That does happen, guys, even to me. Sometimes I have to adjust it a little bit to get in the sweet spot again. It's not an issue, really. It's just something that you have to deal with in VR. I'm taxing a bit quick here. What was I saying? I've no idea. I can't remember. Just check everything is sorted. Yeah, sorry, performance. Now, I haven't really noticed any performance decrease with this aircraft, but I know that a lot of you, once you power up the systems, you do get a bit of a frame rate hit. And of course in VR that's going to have a huge impact. To be honest, I'm not having any issues with frame rate, but I am running a very powerful computer, which is an RTX 3090 with a 10900K. By the way, if you're interested, STORMFORCE are going to be providing a discount code for anybody who mentions my channel. So, you know, if you're up for getting a new computer, I would recommend checking them out. All you need to do is ring them up or email them and mention my channel. Even if you're not subscribed to me, you know, just basically pretend you are, and then you might get a discount. Right, anyway. We'll just put our landing lights on now. A bit late, but never mind. Better late than never. Probably haven't got everything on, but it doesn't matter. This is all about the experience in VR. And I think let's get going. We'll get airborne. Just have a little look around here. Very nice indeed. Beautiful. This bird is sexy. She really is. I just love that look. It reminds me of the Challenger 300, and this aircraft is sort of a distant relative, I think, of the Challenger, and even the Learjet I was reading the other day, which is pretty cool. And we're going to do a touch and go here at Southend. Feel a bit high actually. There we go. That's better. Oh man, this headset, the G2, is the headset to have for flying, especially if you're flying a big bird like this. It just makes you smile, it really does. Yeah, the runway at Southend isn't that big. Oh, hang on, she wants to go. I felt like she wanted to take off there. Leapt off the runway. Gear coming up. Oops, sorry, never mind. Taking off anyway. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful aircraft climbing out of Southend. Oh my god. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, we're going to get shouted at by ATC, but I don't really care. And here we are. This is absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to recreate some of my favourite European routes, particularly Innsbruck, the Netherlands, go to Amsterdam, which is a massive airport, probably the biggest in the world, probably. And of course, perhaps maybe Nice. In fact, let me know in the comments, guys, of where you'd like to see this CRJ, because you're going to be seeing a lot on the channel, I can tell you that for a fact. It's beautiful. Well worth the money, guys. So really, to recap, in terms of the VR experience, well, it's, you know, incredible. In terms of the Reverb G2 anyway, I can read all of the gauges, no problems. A little bit of a push over there, but you've always got the zoom button if you do struggle a little bit.
Too low, terrain.
I've heard of people struggling even on a 4K monitor.
Too low, terrain.
We're fine, don't worry. We are very low though, to be fair. Let's just climb up a little bit.
Too low,
But
terrain.
I think the G2 is really holding up well here. Very nice indeed. In terms of the VR implementation of the mouse, everything feels good. Just so relieved to see that the mouse works perfectly where you need it to. Look at that. These sort of zoom spots are fantastic. Wowzers. I think the only thing is the iPad. These tabs are okay, but things go a bit pear-shaped when you're looking at these performance. Oh, it's a bit weird. You're going to have to close your right eye. But you know, if that's a big deal breaker for you, you could always set this up beforehand. Right, we're at 200 knots. I love the way she flies. She's a real nice aircraft hand fly, actually. We're going to basically just do a quick circuit here, get back on the deck, and call this video done. Right then, gear coming down again. The visibility is actually much better than I thought. You can really see far back, actually. It's just the thing with VR, guys. It's just like being in the real aircraft. You get that experience of what it's like to be sitting here and feeling sort of how the aircraft is handling in the air. In VR, it's just so much more intuitive. This is really, really fantastic experience. I cannot say it enough. And I know I do really show my enthusiasm, but you know, that's just me, that's how I am. God, wow, this is fantastic. And honestly, guys, if you've just bought this aircraft, I would recommend just doing circuits, getting to know it, getting to, you know, just feeling the aircraft, what it does on the at slow speeds, and you don't have to go straight into doing huge flights. This is a very tight circuit, this one. Slowing down because we are a little bit fast. It's going to be super relaxing flying this jet.
Sync rate.
Okay, slowing down here. I'm going to have to use a bit of spoiler because I am a little bit fast.
Sync rate.
In fact, I'm really fast. I was fast last time, wasn't I?
400.
Okay, we're slowing down a treat here. We're very, very high.
300.
Getting back on the glide slope.
Pull up.
Taking the spoilers off.
100. Sync rate.
50,
Here we go.
40, 30, 20, 10.
And we are down. I still need to map my reverses though. She's actually a really nice aircraft to land. I haven't really had any problems, to be honest. Even the issue I'm having is getting her set up beforehand. But of course, this video is all about my VR experience, and I think it's a pretty successful one, guys. This aircraft is fantastic to fly in VR. If you've been holding off, honestly, I don't see any problems at all. Oh.
Until the aircraft has come to a complete stop.
That's the cabin announcements. Oh my god, this is such an immersive aircraft, and I've got to say, with the index style speakers, it really brings it to life like never before. Look how she turns on a dime as well. So really that's it guys for this video. Thumbs up for VR. The tablet's a bit dodgy, but the systems itself, you know, the actual aircraft, the knobs, switches, everything works perfectly fine. But I would recommend the Reverb G2 for the ultimate experience. You can read everything really well in this headset. Take care, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now.